Race number 4, first leg of the triple trio, big jackpot as well, 12.5 million going into the pool, so it's definitely worth getting involved. It's a Class 4 to kick off the TT over the 1,200 metres, headed by Harrier Jet, the Paul O'Sullivan, a 3-time course and distance winner, including on his second start last season back in June. Harmony and Home finished off in good form as well with a placing. Simply Fluke was a 2-time course and distance winner last season. Momentum Happy won 2 of his last 4 last campaign. Bullish Brother did the same as well. Destined Jewelry, he's a course and distance winner for John Size. Matthew Chadwick will ride him down to Starlight, who's won his 7 times over the 1,200 metres, and the Abraxas close to a class drop, got plenty of speed and just touched off as a favourite last season by Yi Chong Lucky. Simply Fluke can Starlight are the horses, Tom, who've been on the road to Chungfa and back in the last month.
A couple of horses up front here, the Abraxas and Momentum Happy, but you'd say with the 111 pounds the Abraxas has on his back compared to the 129 Momentum Happy has on his back, you'd say the Abraxas probably comes out on top. Bullish Brother, Harmony and Home to be close up in transit. The Destined Jewelry behind them could be a little awkward for This Is Charisma. Simply Fluke and Starlight along the inside there. Just worth noting, Alloy Star has the blinkers on here for the first time, but recent barrier trial I thought was just fair.
Thought it's some nice work going in from Harmony and Home, Zach Purden, and as we saw from that speed map Tom just showed us, should get the perfect run just in behind. He's put on a bit of weight. He's put on 16 pounds, but he looks okay for it, and you can see him galloping nicely down the back. Here's Simply Fluke. He's on the uphill gallop up here at Chungfa. He had a good season last season and won a couple already in a row there. Alexi Bedell, he'll get a nice run from barrier number 2. You can see him under a decent hold as well. And at Destined Jewelry, he's had plenty of work leading into this, and he did go well fresh last season at a big price. That's him 32. He's the one in front of the new horse there. So nice piece of work, I thought, from Destined Jewelry. He's quite forward.
Yep, OK. Well, we'll have a look at a couple of those in action here as well. Starting off with Simply Fluke. Now, his wins at Happy Valley last season, Tom, were pretty solid, very strong from wide gates. Joe Moreira in the saddle for those 2 wins. Alexi Bedell rides him for his return.
He certainly does, and to this trial at Chungfa, hard to get a line on these back straight 1,000 metre trials. They almost look more like jump outs sometimes, but he was able to get through late in the piece there and to go on to a win. He received a bit of a check last time out at the 300 metres, so didn't have all favours. When he did win, though, his wins were pretty solid, but just be keen to watch him this time round. Yeah,
and then he did have a bit unlucky after those wins running 4th. He was a little bit blocked halfway down the straight, and then he had a run at Shartin and he did no good there. So he's held his form reasonably well.
All right, what about winning feeling, Paul? Barrier 12, far from ideal for him. You wouldn't choose it, but thought the trial looked pretty solid coming into this.
Yeah, not a bad trial from him. When he did win his one race, he's had 13 starts, he's won 1. He came through the inside and did win quite nicely there. Barrier number 12, he'll need a bit of luck, though, from that wide draw.
He certainly will. Went on to win this trial quite nicely. Just the draw is a concern, and very hard to catch. Just 1 win from his 13 starts, and at this stage he's not fancied in the market, so he's happy to watch this time round. First up.
And Tom, you talked about Momentum's Happy Speed. He showed some good dash here in the trial as well, but does get barrier 11.
Well, last start he wasn't the quickest away, but in the end he was able to find the front dictated and kept on strongly to a win. He was heavily backed when he won about 4 runs ago as well. So it was a reasonably tidy trial here. Got to the line well. Gate number 11, he might have to do a little bit of work early. He's got the Abraxas to go forward with early as well. So you'd say he might just let the Abraxas go with the lighter weight.
Yeah, I think that's going to be his undoing, unfortunately, with the Abraxas also in the race. Now, the blinkers have been the key for this horse because he's won 2 of his last 4 starts with the blinkers on.
All right, Harmony and Home, he's our favourite here for Danny Chum, and Zach Purton gets that perfect inside gate. Paul, we're looking at him in action last year.
Yeah, no, he's a lightly raced horse. He's only had the 7 starts. He's now a 4-year-old. He was one of the ISGs by Slade Power. As I mentioned, he put on a little bit of weight, but as he's getting a bit more mature, I think the 16 pounds isn't going to be a problem, and he'll be in the perfect spot. So he's the one to beat for me, the 2, Harmony and Home.
Yeah, I think he gets his opportunity here. He's had 4 third placings from his 7 outings, drawn nicely. It was a game effort last time out, 3 wide, no cover up near the pace, and probably was 4 wide in some parts of that race. So he did a very good job last start, I thought.
All right, first leg of the TT then, Paul. What are the numbers we should be concentrating on then, do you think?
Well, I've got him on top, Harmony and Home. I think he can improve from last season and win this race. Simply Fluke had a really good season last time. And that trial showed that he's spot on. Now, Sparkling Star, he's yet to win here in Hong Kong, a son of Jimmy Chu, this one. But he put on a couple of good races at Shartin. He now comes to Happy Valley. I think he can perform here from barrier number 4. And Destined Jewelry, as I mentioned, track work, he's quite forward as well. He's a 20 to 1 chance, so a bit of no money about him, so a bit of value for him. 2, 3, 9, 8.
Thought this was one of the tougher races on the program. I don't think he's totally one-dimensional, Momentum Happy, so if he might let the Abraxas go, I think he'll be a good chance just racing behind him if there's some decent speed on and they don't get into a real battle. Harmy and Home, certainly one of the horses to beat in the race. Simply Fluke, the other one actually did throw in the end. His trial up at Chung Fa was okay, and Sparkling Star. But like Paul, he's coming to Happy Valley for the first time, and he ran some okay races towards the end of last season. His trial was also okay, so 5, 2, 3 and 9.
A little bit from column A, a little bit from column B for me, but I'll be looking each way. The Abraxas here, looking for a bit of value in race number 4.